Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time for another episode of Viewport Relay, a bi-weekly podcast where the Viewport team looks at the latest news in the gaming industry. As always, I'm your host, Albert Corson, joined by Tristan Jung.
Hello.
And Alex Nestor.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, guys.
Hey, guy.
Hey there.
How's it going?
It's going good.
It goes.
It goes?
It's October. You know what that means?
Spook.
Patch 5. No. Actually, no, that's actually what it means. Patch 5.1.
Yeah, it's common.
What about those Battlefield patch, huh? Patch 4.6.1.
Oh.
Pray for no delays this time.
I don't know.
Place your
who
bets.
Cares about numbers? You know what I care about?
A little bit of Metro.
What you've been... Oh, yeah. Well, that and what you've been playing.
Can I answer what I'm about to play?
You can answer what you have played, and then you can answer what you are about to play.
All right. I've been on the League of Legends.
The League. Is that what they call it now? The cool kid? The League?
League of Legends.
Yeah. Okay. League of Dijon Mustard.
League of Dijon Mustard. A little bit of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And also... Actually, you know what? Screw that. I'll just name a game that I haven't played.
Screw that. You just threw all your games out the window.
No, screw it. I'm not playing any of those anymore. I played Risk of Rain 2 for the first time.
How was it?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I actually do enjoy the third-person camera a lot more than the 2D thing that they had going on.
Uh-huh. I
am still a little confused about how to do builds properly and, you know, do the sacrifices and all that and make sure you get the optimal build. I really do enjoy the quick match. You know, you can kind of pair with the random folks. I do not enjoy how everyone wants to play on the super hardest mode and I die instantly.
Hey, get good, am I right? Ha ha ha. Where's journalist mode? Only. Is there journalist matcher mode in that?
There's not. I think that's the issue.
No casual gamer mode.
Well, apparently it's hardcore, pro gamer moves only mode.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to be playing? Is that the game you were going to be playing?
No, I already played that. That's done.
Oh, okay.
I've beaten that game. I actually just turned...
Oh, you beat it?
Yeah, I actually just opened the config and I unlocked everything, so I just cheated.
You can do that?
Yeah. So I gave myself all the prestige points or whatever, so I'm basically done.
Do you feel good about yourself now?
You know what? Who cares? Who's to judge me? I'm going to gamer hell already.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Where's that you didn't learn copy pasta?
Yeah. Exactly. I didn't learn. You cheated not only the game, but yourself.
That's right.
You didn't grow. You didn't improve. You took a shortcut and gained nothing. That's me. What I'm about to play is a little something called Destiny 2.
Oh, no.
Those are cursed words to my ears.
After the mess of launch week and launch month, or however long we played, Alex and I.
Launch year.
Yeah, it's about 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Destiny 2 did a little deja vu of Destiny 1, and I heard they fixed everything again, you know, after 2 years. So I bought the new DLC, I cleared out 100 gigs of hard drive space, and now I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the moon, because that's where the new DLC takes place.
Here's a random thing that I want to ask now.
Do I hate myself? Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the first question. But second question is, can a game launch in let's say they delayed this game 2 years, right? Do you think they would have worked out all the kinks, or do you think that it would actually need, player feedback to actually just make this a better game?
No, I think they knew what they were doing. I think it was an Activision move to release it unfinished. Or at least in a similar state as Destiny 1 on launch. Because, there's no reason for them to not know that this was going to happen again.
Would you say it's in the same state, or would you just say it would have launched in a much better state?
It would have launched... Okay, so Destiny 1, when it came out, it was completely bad. I just don't want to swear. It was completely bad. And then it took them like 3 years to get to a place where it was good, and then they announced Destiny 2. And then when Destiny 2 launched, it was bad again. So I feel like they should have learned their lesson. But, EA, Activision, Blizzard, you know the spiel.
I know the spiel. We live that spiel. Every day. Not really. Only when you play their games. Alright, anyways, Alex, what you been playing, my dude?
Alright, so I finished up Persona 3 Dancing, and Moonlight is, I believe, the title. I already did Persona 5 Dancing a while ago. The games were alright. I wish they had more tracks, but they mostly just kind of phoned it in, I think. But to their credit, they had more story than Persona 4 Dancing, so there is that.
There's a story in that game?
Yes, it continues on. So,
from the original game?
Kind of, yeah. It's like a little side story.
Oh, okay.
It's at least kind of entertaining. If you love the characters, you get to see them do another little adventure. But
I thought it was just like a rhythm game where you just play songs and there's not really a story attached.
Nah, there's just little cutscene skits, basically, where you see all the characters interact, which it's pretty cool. And they're pretty well animated, actually, compared to typical Persona, I thought, anyways. But other than that, I got my toes wet in Ace Combat 7. I don't remember if I mentioned that before or not.
PC?
What?
PC? On PC?
Yep, PC. So, yeah, I've been getting my toes wet in that. Just started it. It's pretty fun so far, and there's a lot of upgrades and stuff. I was surprised. There's a bit change from the past games.
I heard you were looking for games to play. Did you pick that up recently, or is that something you had?
That's been something in my back burner for a couple months now, so kind of jumped on.
Bring it out.
Yep. As Tristan kind of alluded to, we're waiting on that FF14 patch to come out at the end of the month, so yeah, something tied me over.
Yep.
Something to keep me alive.
Mm-hmm.
What's coming out this month? Like Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, at the end of the month,
yeah.
I'm super duper hype. After I just shit talked Activision, I am super duper hype.
I'm not super duper hyped, but I'm kind of optimistic, I guess I could say. I'm actually interested in this one.
I've heard that it's pretty much the same Call of Duty games.
Well, of course.
It's very it's like, I don't know if they marketed it this way, but how we perceived it as gamers was like, this is going to be a big change for the Call of Duty series, right?
I think it is. It is a big change.
I mean, engine-wise and graphically, it looks really good. But people say the gameplay is still like point and click and someone instantly dies arcade shooter.
No.
I would disagree with that. Time to kill has increased substantially.
Really? Because I saw Shroud playing, and he was killing people like instantly.
Alright, well, he's Shroud,
I'm not Shroud.
Think that's a good...
I'm not Shroud.
I mean, you could be Shroud, though.
Yeah,
could be.
You've never seen me and Shroud in the same place at the same time.
I haven't.
I think the biggest changes are return of fundamental mechanics, right? Like, OG kill streaks are back.
Nukes are back.
They took out...
You can't like parkour or jetpack, jet boot, whatever.
So you're talking about like going back to like there's no like weird gimmicky movement stuff.
Yeah, they're moving closer to like Modern Warfare Classic, I guess you could call it.
I like it.
I hated the operators thing in Black Ops. Worst.
I was thinking they were doing like a Battlefield thing where they're like, all right, we're not going to make the weapons like super easy to use anymore. They're going to take some skill But no,
No, they're not going to be like Battlefield and release like 2 maps.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Although I heard there's only going to be about 3 ground war maps.
Yeah, there's actually three ground war maps.
Well,
so
welcome to 2019.
I heard ground war is pretty mediocre though. Well, I mean, everyone's been hating on Battlefield, so they're like, this is going to kill Battlefield, and then they played that one, and they're like, okay, it's not as easy as we thought it was to make a. Like
really, my only criticism of Ground War at this point is they probably should have either tweaked or removed kill streaks from the game mode.
I hear flying choppers is the wonkiest thing ever.
Or VTOLs just... Oh yeah, the choppers were just bugged during the beta. But like VTOL kill streak is just completely overpowered. A couple other things were pretty overpowered.
I mean, not only that...
They'll need to be tweaks.
If you get 25 kills and you get the nuke, it just instantly ends the game in Ground War.
Yeah, that's another thing, but you do have to get a 25 kill streak in a kind of a clustery game.
But come on, you're Shroud.
True.
Mm-hmm. Happens every game.
I saw a clip where he was just punching people. He punched 6 people.
This game's too easy.
He just flanked the guys, and then he just punched 6 people to death. And it was like, what's going on? Alrighty. What have I been playing? Thanks for asking, Tristan.
What have you been playing, Albert?
Okay. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. I think it was like the week that we recorded. The best video game ever came out, and it's called Untitled Goose Game. And I haven't beaten it yet, even though it's really short. I've only played like an hour. I've been slowly indulging myself, right?
Mm-hmm. Getting that in.
That's all I do, is I just honk all the time. I can't stop. It's an addiction. Did you play it, Tristan?
I have not picked it up yet. What is the most moderately chaotic thing you've inflicted on the human beings?
So I got a radio, 2-way radio, right? Mm-hmm. And I put it next to a kid at one end, and the kid is scared of ducks.
Okay.
And then I went to the other end.
Uh-huh.
And I went, and he ran away from the radio because he thought it was a duck. And then while he was hiding, I tied his shoelaces together. Uh-huh. And then I honked in front of him again. Uh-huh. And he tried to run away. And he fell down and hit his head. And then his glasses came off. Wow. No, his glasses came off. And I took his glasses and I dropped it in the lady's shop. And then he went to the shop later, and he didn't have enough money to buy his glasses back from the lady. So I stole some sunglasses from the lady, and I dropped them on the ground in front of him, and he picked them up, and now he can't see, and he's blind.
Wow. Dude, I think that's a war crime.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be banned for bowling.
I mean, it came from Australia, and they're pretty strict on their regulations, and it passed, so I think it's good.
What's your take? What's your early take? 30 minutes in.
It's amazing. I heard it's only an hour and a half game. It's very short. But it's the game of the year. It's just such a unique game, right? There's nothing out there like this game.
Are you looking forward to the titled Goose Game?
I am. It'll be a 60-hour RPG. But yeah, it's fun. Also, when you pick up a bottle, it goes around your like beak. What do you call it? A bill, I guess. And it makes like a muffled wah noise, and it's funny.
It makes me laugh.
Yep. And then after that, I played Link's Awakening.
Oh, wow. You double feature. Back to back.
I had to buy 2 games on the same day because they came out on the same day. And I liked it. It's really fun. And the music's good. It reminds me of my childhood. And then...
I think a question, something that came up about that game was they ported a handheld Link into a console version, right? And and the handheld Links were a little bit less substantive. It didn't have as much content.
Yeah, it's a shorter game. I haven't beat it yet. I'm on the last dungeon, but like it's only taken me like 11 hours or something to get to the last dungeon.
Got it.
But there's like a master mode that's a hard mode that I haven't played, where it's like enemies deal like double damage or something, and you can't like find heart pickups normally. So maybe I'll do that. But there's a lot of secrets and stuff in that game too. So
did you find Kirby?
I did. I was gonna send you a picture of him, but I forgot to. He was in a dungeon. He ate me.
I died.
Yeah. I didn't die from him. 0 deaths so far, by the way. I'm trying to do a 0 death.
Shroud here.
It's pretty easy though. So, last game, I played a game called Grey Goo. I got it a long time ago. It's like a strategy game. It's made by some Westwood people. It's I don't like this last faction I'm playing. Their mechanics are the Goo faction. I don't like their playstyle at all. So I started playing StarCraft 2 again.
Oh my god.
Because I wanted to play a good RTS.
Damn.
Good RTS, huh?
Yep. That was my 2-week journey. No FF14 for me, so I actually play, other games.
Yeah, you get to play other games. It must be pretty nice.
It is. It is great. Alrighty. Ready for some news?
Let's
Who's
hit
ready
it.
for some news? Let's hit it.
I'm
Let's
out of
hit
here.
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
All right.
See ya. First story. I don't really have anything to say other than that Death Stranding's gone gold, and we never thought this game would ever come out, and it's like 1.5 months away.
I think Alex and I have been talking about this video game a couple times over probably the whole history of the podcast.
Yeah, basically. I think it comes up just almost every week at this point.
You can't not talk about Kojima, okay?
Look at him. Look at the happy man. I think my biggest thing was the recent controversy about why Kojima decided to call it a Hideo Kojima game. And he like literally listed everything. He's like, I wrote the script. I planned the gameplay. I did the directing, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone went into an uproar about how he's just stealing credit for everyone, which I guess.
You know, Tristan, I think it's what you said last episode, and this is actually just a movie. You're gonna put it in, it's just actually gonna be a 6-hour movie.
It is. You're just gonna walk from cutscene to cutscene. That's gonna be your reward.
I think I'm okay with that, to be honest, at this point. Like, I don't want to play this game. I just want to watch it happen.
Yeah, honestly.
What if this game wins Game of the Year?
Then I'm quitting this podcast.
About that.
Okay, you heard it here first.
I think it has a high likelihood of being a top contender.
No way.
It's going to. No matter what happens, it's going to be up there. This is just that kind of game.
Wait, what games came out this year? That would be... Oh man, there weren't anything,
Go ahead.
huh?
Try to think of something else.
Oh god.
There was...
Mario Maker 2?
Alright, Tristan,
Monster
think
Hunter
about
World,
this.
does that count as a new game?
Control? Control.
That game did really badly.
Jeff Keighley's literally in this game.
Oh
I
god.
think he's gonna let this happen. He's gonna use his little fingers. Make it happen.
Let me see. Top games this year according to OpenCritic.
Shadowbringers?
Yeah, Shadowbringers is up
Resident Evil
there.
2 Remake is the number one game. Tied with Shadowbringers.
Ah,
Yeah.
there you go.
1 point above Nier Automata Game of the Yorha edition.
Okay, well that's...
Wow.
Which
Well-
is tied with Monster Hunter World Iceborne.
Okay, wow.
Alright.
Overcooked 2.
Did that game...
Sekiro.
I feel like that game came out earlier than 2019, but okay.
We got Sekiro, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Dark Souls,
From
right? Always got to be up there.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 11.
Nah, that won't.
Oh
Slay the
god.
Spire.
Oh god. I take that back.
Didn't you play that game?
No, I mean I take that back, that the game of the year thing. I feel like now at this point, I feel like it is gonna win game of the year.
All right. Wait,
Yeah.
let me keep going here. Okay. We got Fire Emblem 3 Houses,
No, they're
DMC
never gonna let that
5.
win.
DMC 5,
No.
Astral Chain,
No.
Super Mario Maker 2.
I already said that and I got shit on by
I
Alex.
think that would be a meme. So.
Guys, this is getting dangerous. Like, we're getting down here to, like, Ni no Kuni Remastered,
Cube World?
Apex
Cube.
Legends,
Oh,
Steins Gate Elite.
Yo. Kingdom Hearts 3.
I think that was last year, wasn't it?
That was January this year,
Yeah,
right?
that was this year.
Okay.
What did that game get? 85?
Hey man, they don't Death Stranding is gonna be like a 56.
Gears 5. Gears 5. Gears 5.
Yoshi's Crafted?
I can't find that game anywhere on this list.
Hellblade Senua. Oh no, that was just a
No,
port.
that was definitely not.
Tales of Vespi Definitive Edition.
No.
That won't
All
reach
right,
it.
guys, it's
Oh,
winning Game of the
no.
Year. I'm calling it
Yeah.
now. Wait, what's coming out
yeah,
next month?
what's coming out? What's the cutoff?
Pokemon.
Call of Duty and
Pokemon's not gonna
Pokemon.
win.
Those are our
Call
last
of Duty
choices.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's seriously going to be like Resident Evil 2,
Ring
Death
Fit Adventure?
Stranding.
Destiny 2.
Outer Worlds?
Shadow
Outer
Keep,
Worlds?
Tom Clancy. WWE 2K20.
Guys, Outer Worlds. Come on.
Luigi's Mansion could
That
be
game
the
needs
best.
to come
game.
out first, Tristan.
It's coming
October
out in
25th.
October.
All right. Obsidian, save us.
Please.
We need an RPG.
You know what? Next month, guys, we got Doom Eternal.
That's not going to win Game of the Year.
Okay.
I don't think that's...
I got one. I got one for you. Ready?
What?
Shenmue 3, Game of the Year. Shenmue 3.
No, Shenmue 3. Epic Store exclusive.
What about, alright, hear me out here, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
I think that's a very low chance.
Did you see the new gameplay? It looks good.
God, Alex.
Does it?
Now I'm not looking forward to the Game Awards.
Yeah. No, let's think bigger. That's just one category, Game of the Year. How many categories is it going to win overall?
Oh, God.
Best cast? Best voice cast?
Best cast? Best cast is not even a...
Keeley will make it happen. Okay?
He'll just add it in. He'll be like, best array of actors and actresses.
Most actors in a video game.
Yep.
Most Kojima-like game.
Okay, let's see what categories they have. Best ongoing game. Not gonna win that.
No, can't win.
Best game direction. Okay, sure.
Kojima.
All right. No, how deep are we going into this?
No, now I'm concerned about the video game industry.
Kojima's gonna win it, okay?
No!
It has to happen.
It's
part of the redemption arc.
Oh, God. Fine, Kojima. We'll let you take this year. But that's it. No more.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know a game that comes out in 2 weeks that I haven't heard anything about?
Don't say Death Stranding.
Little Town Heroes coming out.
That's the Game Freak one, right?
The new Game Freak with the music composed by Toby Fox.
That kind of janky looking one, yeah.
Alright, real talk though, Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, I'm getting that.
Let's move into our next story. We've had fun talking about Kojima. Next story, we're gonna talk about angry gamers. We're gonna talk about toxicity. And let me preface this with, so there was a Dota 2, like the big post TI patch thingy, right? And one of the things that they're doing is essentially trying to cut down on toxic players and Smurfs, right? They're trying to get like lockdown Smurfs.
Mm-hmm.
And so if your behavior score, Dota has a behavior score, and it's like based on how many reports you get and yada yada. They gave players with really low scores a 19-year ban, which is 19 years, but it's essentially like a computer thing where it's like as high as a 32-bit digit can go. So technically it was supposed to be an infinite ban, but that's as long as they could make it. But 19 years is essentially infinity, I would assume. So, let's talk about video game toxicity.
Yeah, so true.
Your guys' experience, do you guys experience it a lot? Do you have good experiences with them? Like, do you just kind of shrug it off?
Do you have good experience with toxicity?
Well, I mean, you just kind of shrug it off, right? Like, do you just mute people, right? Or do you like fight back? Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, I'm usually the type who's just the chat muter. I just mute everybody. Don't need to hear them. Don't need to even read what they're saying. I just get rid of them. But Tristan, you've been talking about, you got back into League and doing ranked stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How's that been going for you? How's it been treating you?
I had a very long tweet storm about this the other day. I think League as a whole has failed in terms of toxicity. I think toxicity is like a whole umbrella of behavior, right? Like one thing is being, flaming people, insulting their mothers, etc., etc. And then it goes into like other stuff just to make the other people on your teams experience really bad. Like feeding, griefing, selling all your items and just sitting a bit AFKing basically. And I think like my experience, going back to Albert's question, I will stay quiet. I will not shit talk anyone. I will not call anyone bad until someone calls me out. And as soon as that happens, like the floodgates open. We got a retaliator.
Yep. Gets provoked.
I used to be like that a few years ago, and then I've gone through the cycle of being similar to Alex, where I just mute everyone. But then I realized while playing ranked, you kind of need to communicate to your
Yeah,
team.
you do still need that communication. Maybe pings aren't enough. So I guess I have a question. We haven't played Dota in quite a while, so we haven't had much experience with the newer kind of anti-toxic player systems. But do you feel that prior to that, Dota has a less toxic community, or is League kind of had more in the also? I guess. I don't know.
I think Dota introduced low priority a long time ago. And I think even the introduction of that has helped differentiate it from League. League basically does not punish their players very heavily.
Do they not have like a low prio system in place or anything like that?
There's no low prio. There's
a tribunal, right? That's their thing?
Yeah, but like I think the good thing about Dota is every week it tells you how many people that they actioned on from the people that you reported. So like
right.
You report 10 people and they're like, hey, thank you for reporting 10 people. We took action on 4 or something. So there's some like response, but in League, after you report someone, it just like goes into the wind.
Gone with the wind.
And
no response.
Yeah, and since the tribunal doesn't really have a set punishment system, you actually don't know what happens to these people, and even if any actions are taken, you have no idea what these actions are. And since, like, the consequences aren't that severe, even in ranked, you have people griefing all the time. Another thing that I really don't like is people who practice heroes for the first times in ranked. I don't know if that's more of a personal thing.
I feel like that's a different story. I feel like
maybe that's a
not
personal
a
thing.
That's just like ruining people's games.
Yeah, a bad decision.
That's just a bad player.
Yep.
But I think the anxiety that I get, it's different from ranked games in StarCraft 2, for example, or even in Siege, where, you know, it's kind of like, oh, am I going to be put on a map that I'm good at? Am I going to be able to do the strategies that I want to do? It's more like, oh, am I going to get someone that is going to AFK on my team? Which is not the kind of worries you should have when playing ranked.
Yeah, not in a competitive environment. You would hope all your teammates are at least active.
Yeah.
Is there just like a cooldown? Is that all there is if you abandon in League?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I mean,
so
like, they take away your elo, and then you get, like, 30 minutes, and it keeps going up, but, like, it's not 19 years.
Yeah. So it's like a weird thing, right? Like, what's the proper punishment for a player? Because as a game studio, like, you want players, and you want to encourage good behavior, but, like, if you just kick them out of your game forever, is that good? Is that bad?
No, but it's like the other side of, if your community is so bad, the good players are gonna leave. Or the model citizens are gonna leave.
Yeah, because they just don't want to deal with it, so they'll just pack their bags.
Or either it's like, hey, you just gotta find 4 people that you can play with all the time. You don't have to deal with randoms.
Yeah, I don't have friends that want to play League with me, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just disappointed, because I feel like a lot of the other games have kind of figured this out, or made steps towards it, but League kind of seems to be stuck in their hole.
Here's a random question that I have. And is anonymity the number one problem of toxicity on the, like, just the internet in general, kind of?
Yes.
And as a solution, random solution, should Steam mobile numbers, which are used for Valve ranked games, be associated with your behavior? As in, if you're toxic in one game, that behavior report follows you to other Steam games.
Like a back ban.
Yeah, kind of, right? Where it's like, hey, I don't care what game you were bad in. If you're just being a mean person, like, we're gonna penalize you in all the Steam games or all the Valve games maybe that you play, and that should hopefully, like, they shouldn't have to, right? A game studio hopefully shouldn't have to incentivize players to treat each other respectfully. Unfortunately, we're in the situation that we do have to do that. So, if I recall correctly, it was Apex Legends or something that was just like, or no, it was Titanfall 2, right? That was essentially like, hey, you're gonna get put into this magic queue where you only play with other bad people, because honestly, if you're a trash person, we don't, like, sure, you're gonna quit the game, and it's like, good. We don't want you playing our game if you're gonna bully and intimidate other players.
I think that's the stance that everyone should take.
Like a no tolerance, right?
Yeah, like Siege has that too. You use any like racist slurs or anything like that, you just get insta banned.
Yeah, and no one complains, right? Mm-hmm. No one's like, excuse me, I can't use my racist slurs.
I wish I had racism in my games. Please.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost like as part of, well, maybe not part of the EULA, but as part of like a secondary agreement, you have to kind of agree to a certain conduct of play.
How does I don't know, and maybe I'm being racist here just because Tristan's Korean, but
I know, Korea, I was going to bring it up.
In order to play online games, you need to register, right?
So in Korea, a lot of the websites you register for, you have to put your SSN.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's no anonymity. Like, the government will come track you down if you do something bad.
Toxic player.
If you're toxic, you're going to jail.
Oh.
No, I don't think you go to jail. But, like, I think that puts a little bit more pressure to be outstanding citizens.
Yeah, and obviously, like, that was kind of my emphasis for, like, the Steam mobile thing, where it's like, obviously the US government's not going to do that, right? But
they got their own problems right now.
Yeah, they got their own problems. We won't talk about that, but, like, just being able to enforce some sort of tracking of, like accountability, I guess is the better word to put it, right? Mm-hmm. We have your mobile number. I mean, you can get a new cell phone, but it's much more painful to get a new cell phone number. And if you're toxic in one game, we're going to flag this number as bad. So,
yeah,
be nice to each other, people. Be nice.
Don't be assholes.
Mm-hmm. Don't be assholes. Put that on your bumper sticker.
If you can read this, please don't be an asshole.
Please, yes, please. Next story. We're going to talk about, hey, Call of Duty, look at that. Big bamboo.
It's coming.
Special Ops multiplayer survival mode. You guys want to play that on PC?
Well, too bad, because you got to have a PS4.
Gotta have a PS4. We've entered a new realm. What is this game mode exclusivity? I
mean, okay, well, first, this has existed for a while.
Has it?
It existed for Destiny 1.
Oh, did it?
For Destiny 1, any new content was exclusive for PS4 for a year, I believe.
But that's content. I guess this is content, but like...
This is launch content.
There's also...
I mean, you could... That's like saying Monster Hunter World, the content was exclusive on PS4 for 6 months because it just took the dev team longer to make it.
There's also Rise of the Tomb Raider that was Xbox exclusive for a year. Like the entire game.
Did Destiny make that like a selling point though? Where they like buy it on PS4 because you get the content? Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. This is not new. This is old news, but it's continuing.
It's still pretty scummy.
It's pretty scummy.
You know, you're going to be paying full price or more if you're buying some sort of deluxe edition on other platforms, but you aren't actually getting all the content that somebody else is getting on PS4.
Not and for it's kind of weird because like Call of Duty is going to sell like hotcakes. It didn't need whatever money Sony's giving them. I mean, they'll take money, right? But I don't think they needed this money for this game to be a success. And like, they're just they're getting so much flack for this, I think, right now. Not like a lot, but...
I think my bigger concern is that for Destiny 2, Destiny 1 or Rise of Tomb Raider or whatever, but Call of Duty, there's gonna be a new game by the time October 1st, 2020 rolls around.
Yep, you'll be looking at a new one.
So, like, what's the point of even doing this? Money. Other than forcing people to get it on PS4. But at the same time, like, if I'm gonna buy it on PC, I definitely don't want to get it on PS4.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Like, I feel like if you had both an Xbox and a PS4, which are about the same power, right? Unless maybe you had an Xbox One X or something, but the world's most powerful console, TM.
Thanks, Phil.
But unless you had that, right? Like, I guess now you're going to buy it on PS4. But, like, for most people who maybe have a PS4 and a PC, it's either you were going to buy it on the
who only have, like, one thing.
Or that, right? You're just, or if you just had an Xbox, you're like, well, I feel screwed by Activision now. I think it's a bad deal, man.
I mean, I think the dev responded on Reddit and basically said it was obviously not any of their decisions.
Yeah, I don't blame this on the devs at all.
So
yeah, this is a total marketing decision. It wasn't up to them.
do you think they'll change it?
I think they'll move it. Well, see, it's hard because it's like, it sounds like it's a contract, right? Signed in paper.
If they signed into a deal, they can't really budge on it, I don't think.
But I think it's exactly what Tristan said. Like, 1 year is so long, but when you think about a Call of Duty game that comes out every year, you're pretty much missing out on it if you're not on PS4.
Yeah, unless this game is like so amazingly popular because it's Modern Warfare that it will continue onward even past the newer COD.
What if this is the last Call of Duty, guys?
Oh man.
Wow, Alex, you're great at segueing.
Oh?
What if I told you that Treyarch last year said that Black Ops 4 will be the most supported game and played for years?
Oh my god.
And then last week Treyarch said, yeah, Dark Divide's going to be the last operation for this game.
Oh god.
Well, there goes that.
I mean, years is just plural, right? 1+ years is still years.
That's true.
Define support here.
1 year and 1 day, is that years? Here's a weird thing. Should the player base have expected this?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Like, a Call of Duty game comes out every year. Are they like, oh, Treyarch's going to support this for 3 years?
No way.
I don't know. You're living in a good world if you think that. But yeah,
I want that timeline.
I want that world.
No.
All right. So just in the nature of like sort of this exclusive game mode and in this last operation and sort of like a little fudgy of the words, like I don't know. My question is like, should, and maybe it's not even the developers, it's sort of marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at what point do we hold publishers accountable for being dishonest, right? In order to increase sales, right?
Are they dishonest?
I mean, when they said
it will
be
support
supported
thing
for years,
yeah.
Right? Like, that's almost false advertising at that point, right? Mm-hmm. That's a legal thing almost. So
I feel like it has to hit Fallout 76 levels of incompetence. Like,
that's true.
Like I'm being honest, because Call of Duty, so many people are gonna buy it. Like, the kids aren't gonna care. They're just gonna buy the next thing anyways.
Yeah, they're not gonna see a hurt on their bottom line with this title.
Is this just one of those things where they're like, hey, we're gonna make DLC for years, and then they kind of look at the sales number and they're like, people aren't really buying it.
We're gonna readdress the game. Remember Artifact? We're gonna take a step back and think
they're
about it.
They're gonna take a step back. Hey, they're still back there.
They take way too many steps back.
They went all the way back to Half-Life 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is even addressing another weird one, which is Shenmue 3 we mentioned earlier on PC is just an absolute travesty at this point, what's going on with that. In terms of how Epic Store and basically people aren't able to get the Steam version. Mm-hmm. Now people may never get the Steam version if it ever comes out. So, yeah, it's a screwed up situation overall.
I mean, like, I'm an example, right? I'm shit-talking Activision. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy the game when it comes out.
I'm buying it
Tristan,
day one.
Come on, man.
So even I'm one of those examples.
You got to vote with your wallet. That's what people say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say.
And when people just buy the game still. I mean, the classic, we've all seen the picture, right? Modern Warfare 2, I'm going to boycott this game, Steam group. And then on the launch day, the screenshot of people playing, and it's like 80% of the people are playing Modern Warfare 2. So I think it's almost just like game companies know that they can, I don't know if it's get away with it, but they can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ultimately, there's just so many people who will buy their games, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's going to be a week of PR rage, everyone's going to forget, and then everyone's going to buy this game anyways.
Yep.
It's sad.
Sad.
Yep, they're the suppliers, and they know we need it.
You know what we do need? Is this next story. Ha! And it's,
It's a weird segue.
You don't, I mean, maybe you do. I don't know what you guys think. I don't associate Nintendo with money grabby. But man, this new Mario Kart game, hooey. It is a greed machine of gacha subscription, single player subscription based game, monthly subscription based game. And it's making a bunch of money. But oh man, people are like, this not good. Have either of you played this thing?
Yes.
Tristan.
This game is like if you took every single bad thing about mobile games and put it in one game together, like a bad mobile game practice compilation, that's what Mario Kart Tour is. And then they added like some extra things that you've never seen before.
Nintendo revolutionizing mobile games.
Yeah, I don't know who Nintendo generally farms out to do their mobile games, but it really doesn't seem like they've solved how to make successful mobile games. They have a couple, granted, Fire Emblem Heroes and probably Dragalia Lost, at least in Japan. But
at least those games were good.
Yeah, you have like Mario Run. What? There's a few others.
Dr. Mario.
Like, completely died. Yeah.
Dr. Mario. Animal
Mario.
Crossing.
Oh, I even forgot that one even existed.
What's the new Pokemon Masters?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they've just created like multiple mobile games of very successful franchises, and they've just dropped completely flat or just completely died within a few months.
So here's my question. I mean, they made a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah, they make a shitload of money when
so
it first
many
comes
downloads
out.
for this game.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Will Nintendo care that these games are like cash grabby at all? Like, hey, it makes a bunch of money. People complain, but you know, just like Call of Duty, it sells a million.
Yeah, it might be another situation where it's just kind of, it's Nintendo, so people love it despite anything. So, you know, they'll just buy it.
How about the fact that Nintendo games are like targeted more towards kids? And when you put like gacha mechanics and things like this, is that going to catch more flack, or does not really matter?
It's a little more dangerous, but really it's only a real danger if it's really easy to purchase the gacha mechanics. Or if it's like really predatory in how it approaches the gacha mechanic.
Tristan, what are like the gacha things like? Gacha, by the way, if you don't know, are like loot boxes essentially.
So the gacha is fairly typical of other games in the genre. Like, you need to pay money to get the gems or diamonds or whatever the premium currency is. And then you can you pull on a pipe and a character pops out.
Oh god.
It's kind of weird. And then, but the weirder thing is some items and some gacha items are locked behind a monthly subscription. So if you don't get the monthly subscription...
Premium gacha.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of that before, where there's a premium account for gacha game.
It's kind of weird. Honestly,
only real gacha players can get these items.
Apparently I've been living a lie this entire 2 years.
There's a whole game mode locked behind gacha, or not gacha, the monthly subscription. And like, there's all this like grinding built into it too. So every cart has this point value that, okay, so let me take a step back. Every time you race on a track, you get points. And those points are determined by which character you use, which cart you use, and these are different per track. And if you use like a certain character, you get more items like on the track while you're playing. So it's like the game incentivizes you to get every single character.
Yeah, okay.
Along with the fact that you need to level up your cart, your glidey thing, your character to get more points. So there's grind. There's a monthly subscription. There's gacha. Plus, they lie to you when it says you're playing against other people.
Because it's not multiplayer, right?
No, it's quote unquote supposed to be multiplayer all the time, but they have found evidence that like the game just sets you up with AI that let you win.
Yeah, okay.
To get you more gacha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's pretty screwed up.
I think Nintendo's perfected it. They've mastered the gacha. So here's something. Tristan explained, this game is holy moly. Like, all sorts of, like, bonkers. And my question is, do you think that the that Furukawa is essentially spitting on Iwata's grave, because Iwata didn't want to do mobile games at first for Nintendo, right? And I forget if he said it because it wouldn't the gameplay experience wouldn't translate properly or whatever.
Oh my god!
But
So, what? 30 more seconds. There's 2 modes of steering in this game. You can turn drift on or turn drift off. But if you turn drift on, every time you turn, you start drifting. So even if you want to course correct a little bit to the left, you start drifting.
Drift King.
It's so bad. Sorry.
Can you turn on tilt controls?
No.
No! Alright,
Wow.
this game's a failure.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Anyways, what do you guys think about I call it the Furukawa era, right? Of this new mobile game embracing, which, years ago we were like, yes, finally Nintendo's making mobile games, and now we see what's going on and we're like,
Honestly, this was a mistake. I was excited too, but all the games have been really bad. The only one that I kind of really enjoyed was Dragalia Lost, and that's not even a Nintendo brand.
Are all their things contracted out? All their games?
I think Miitomo was the only in-house one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe they farm out all their mobile games so
To
far.
DNA, right? That's who they work with a lot.
Yeah,
I
them
think
and
they announced a
Niantic.
partnership. Yeah. Nintendo, step up your mobile games. We want real games.
Yeah, Miitomo is developed by Nintendo EPD. Super Mario Run was also developed by Nintendo EPD.
Okay, that one was less money grabby though too, and it was
I think that's
had,
why it ultimately failed, because it couldn't generate revenue.
Oh my god, Mario Kart Tour was developed by Nintendo EPD.
Oh, no.
God.
Oh no. Guys, if Advance Wars comes out as a gacha mobile game, just slay me already.
Honestly, if they make it like Fire Emblem Heroes, you'd probably like it.
Slay me! Slay me!
That one isn't as bad as the other ones.
Command & Conquer Rivals.
Yeah.
Advance Wars gacha. What has the world come to?
You just want to build an Advance Wars tank.
Oh god.
Takes
Gotta
you
level
30
up.
hours. You gotta put in the request.
Alright, let's do one more story. Let's talk about some good news. You want to end on good news?
Yeah.
Well, one might be mediocre news. Good news, Pokemon Go is making a lot of money.
Speaking of Nintendo.
Speaking of Nintendo, this game's also making money, but I've heard it's actually, this game, there's a thing this year of resurgent games, right? There was or maybe last year too, but Rainbow Six Siege,
Destiny 2?
Destiny 2, No Man's Sky, Pokemon Go, Minecraft, right? All these games making a resurgence.
Cube World.
Yeah, that's enough. The Cube World launching out of nowhere.
Yep.
Minecraft Nether. No,
and here's
no
a
one.
weird question.
Absolutely no response.
No response. Other than Minecraft Dungeon. Anyways, is with these smaller games, and I don't want to say smaller because obviously Niantic makes a boatload of money, but do you find that these studios that are more indie-ish sort of are more attached to their games and sort of more inclined to help fix them, unlike that Call of Duty story, right? Where it's 1 year, drop it. No Man's Sky, Sean Murray, people laughed in his face when he said we're gonna fix this game, and then 2 years later, he actually kind of did it.
Yeah, Ubisoft is a pretty indie studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good-
and
good
Pokemon
call.
Go was obviously a very fatty thing, but as in FADDY, not FATTY. But there were a lot of problems with the games that people had, and they've actually implemented a lot of good gameplay features. I have roommates who play it, and they're it's actually a lot better than 3 years ago.
I think if anything, it shows that whatever disgusting publisher decision is made, if you let the developers develop, they can kind of turn it around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the big thing I think developers are a lot more in tune with what their players want rather than what their consumers want, which is what the publishers care about. They just care about the money coming in.
Here's another question. How much guts does it take to be a developer that releases a bad game and then goes in to fix it? other than just like dropping it?
I actually think most developers would want to do that. Like, game industry folks are pretty passionate about what they do, so I feel like developers would want to fix it.
So there's that aspect. And then my aspect of like Sean Murray, right? Or DICE. You have people on all of your forums just yelling at you all day, telling you your game is trash, they got scammed. That must be pretty rough, right?
Well, of course, it's kind of aggressive and harassing, but I mean, you just gotta kind of, I guess at one point, filter it out, figure out who's giving the actual rational criticisms, and kind of take it and get the ball rolling to actually address them.
Have you worked at Twitter?
I have not, so I don't know.
That's more for Albert.
I have not either.
Okay. No, but I agree with Alex. It's just ignore it. I think the ability to filter out what's good and what's bad is part of your job if you're in those positions. And
yeah, because ultimately, if the publisher gives you the allowance to go ahead and fix it, I think that would be, in most developers' eyes, the best course of action.
And what do you guys think about radio silence versus constant communication when it comes to a bad game? Is there a right way, or is it just however that developer proceeds to do it?
There's definitely a delicate balance. Radio silence, like, Valve's had a number of cases where they've just not said anything for long periods of time with, like, Dota 2. Obviously, Artifact's now kind of what that thing is.
Cube World
was probably the most loud case of where just radio silence does not do anything.
The loud case of radio silence.
Where it actually just really feels like you were scammed and just take all your money and went into the night.
I mean, you got a game at the very least.
You kind of did. You got like an alpha of a game, and then he just kind of said like nothing for years. Yeah. But at the same time, if you give people too much information, you might release information that's probably too early to be shown in terms of a finished state. So you'll have criticism that, hey, this looks really bad, unpolished. What are you even thinking? Like, this doesn't even make sense. So you didn't have the proper amount of time to really think it over in terms of your team or anything before you had to release it to the public. So I think it kind of takes that, delicate balance to kind of choose where you're gonna actually show people what you're working on.
I think a good developer / publisher that does this is CD Projekt Red. It's like extremely controlled feature sets.
Right. They wait until they're definitely ready to show you something.
No guarantees of like dates or anything. But they can kind of keep the hype fueled. Like another dev that does really bad at this is probably DICE, because like they're super comprehensive in their planning and their roadmap, and they miss everything, or they miss more consistently than they hit
What's
them.
the opinion on roadmaps? Let me talk about that randomly, just to go into roadmaps. I feel that developers more often get hurt by roadmaps than it helps.
It does initially feel nice, but yeah, it does run into, of course, the typical project stuff where things either float or start slipping off of schedule. And, it's kind of hard for people to swallow that. And, in egregious cases like DICE, where we have Battlefield 5 content just slipping and slipping, it looks really, really bad.
And I think it creates a lot of pressure for the devs, too. Like, I'm sure they want the best for their gamers, but if there's this like looming date that passed by and they're just under constant pressure from EA or whoever, I'm pretty sure it's
and
not
then it has like bugs and stuff like that. Then it comes out like worse.
Fallout 76.
Yeah, and there's external factors like people either getting pulled off for other projects or, let go, or budget constraints, things like that are unforeseen at the time of the roadmap creation. So it's difficult to say if you're going to get it out.
Welcome to Viewport Relay, a project management podcast.
Project management. Today we're going to learn Waterfall. Class. Open your books to page 162.
I don't want to learn about this.
Alrighty. That's all we got. You guys got anything else? If not, we're going to wrap it up. What's your favorite color? Go.
Orange.
Cyan.
What's wrong with you guys?
Wait, what's your favorite color?
Pick a normal color.
Orange is a basic color.
Tristan said orange.
You're the only person I've met in my life that said orange is their favorite color.
Good, that's how you'll remember me.
That's not what I want to remember you by. Alright, that wraps it up for episode 36 of Viewport Relay. Viewport Relay is available on Radio Public, iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, Podbean, and all your favorite podcast directories. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, review, and share it with your friends. We're also on social media as Viewport Gaming on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. But Tristan, why Viewport Gaming?
Well, Viewport Relay is part of Viewport Gaming, a website that provides a look into video games through reviews, features, and podcasts. You can find all Viewport content at viewportgaming.com.
Thank you, Tristan. And as always, I've been your host, Albert Corson, joined by Tristan John.
Goodbye!
And Alex Nestor.
See you next time.